I always find it funny that Benny laughs when Mark tells him about Maureen leaving him for Joanne. That is such an instant right reaction, because I think everyone would have that reaction the first time.
Yeah, oh no, totally.
It's a great reaction. So, Roger makes the point, though, you expect sympathy from the man who shut off our power on Christmas Eve. When you say it like that, it's a dick move. It really is a dick move.
Well, yeah, it's Christmas Eve.
But, Danny had the point. It got your attention, didn't it?
Honestly, I think he would have gotten their attention regardless of what day.
True. But doing it on Christmas Eve is more dickish. It really is at the end of the day.
Oh, it is. It is, totally.
So that's where we enter our next song, which is You'll See. And it's the first speaking song, as they said it on the commentary track, where I think it was Columbus said it perfectly. He's like, opening song is our ballad to set you up for your pace. Then you have the big rock number to set you in. And now we're going to sing, we're going to be talk singing the rest of the movie. So sit back and get used to it, because we're doing this for the next 2 hours. Which is very true, because we do this for the next 2 hours. But not as much as in the Broadway show. There's more like that in the Broadway show.
Oh, yeah.
But, and we'll get into that as we go here. But in the musical, they move this up. They move this song up, way up. This takes place with angels in this song. Later on in the Broadway show, this takes place after Mimi and Roger have met in Light My Candle, but was moved up so that Chris Columbus can explain what Benny wanted to do sooner. Does that make sense?
It does.
Does it make sense for you?
I think it needs, you need that little bit of clarification.
It's true.
To set it up.
I always like the fact I think this is the only performance until the funeral that's outdoors. If you don't count Another Day, Another Day, the only other one. Mm-hmm. It's the only performance that's actually all outdoors.
Yeah. Which
I like. It's a nice little change of pace, because a lot of the next bunch of songs are going to be up in the loft, pretty much for the next half hour. Everything's going to be up in the loft, so it's nice to be outside. So Tay Diggs, all the dance moves he does in this? None of that was scripted. He improv that entire dance thing he did outside during the song.
Wow.
He totally improv that in the moment, and they kept it in. Because he decided, I just want to have some fun while I'm singing. Because there was no choreography here. He did it all himself.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. And this is something I mentioned in Hairspray, when we watch Hairspray a lot, and things like that. I love when people are in the middle of a song, and because we're in a musical, people just walk by, see it, and just ignore it. Just keep going like it's completely normal. There's nothing strange about three people talking for no reason whatsoever outside in the street.
Nothing strange at all.
I think it's Hairspray where they finally made a joke about that, where she's singing and she hears the music in her head and nobody else hears the music. I think it's in Hairspray to do that, right?
Yeah.
A couple times. So I just love the fact every musical's like that, where you have the people just walk by for no reason. I didn't get to know who the background people are in this scene, but it's just pretty funny. You're just smiling along just because of the song number for no reason.
If you want to produce films and write songs, you need somewhere to do it. It's what we used to dream about. Think twice before you poo-poo it. You'll see, boys. You'll see, boys. You'll see the beauty of a studio that lets us do our work and get paid. With condos on the top, whose rent keeps open our shop. Just stop the protest and you'll have it made. You'll see.
Is that a fair threat for Benny? As an adult, I actually appreciate that offer now.
Yeah, I think it's a completely fair offer.
Yeah, I think about this as an adult.
I think when I first watched the movie, I thought it was so unfair, and I thought Maureen was so cool, and now I'm just like, listen here, you're an idiot. Just fucking stop it.
It's a free place. You're taking a free apartment in New York. You get a free place in New York. I realize that now as an adult. We're in our 30s. And now looking at it now, all these years later, I'm like, wow, Betty makes more sense than anybody else in this show.
And furthermore, after seeing her show, I'm like, no, just don't do it. It's dumb anyway.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to that. So I do agree, though. Benny actually makes more sense now as an adult.
He's got his shit together.
He really does. He's married into a rich family. He owns their damn building.
He has a Range Rover.
He has a Range Rover. He wants to actually build somewhere for you to work next door to your apartment. Like, what's the downside here? Like, where's the downside? You upset one friend and you change everything in your life. Like, I don't understand the downside now looking back. Oh, adult mentality. So then he drives off in his Range Rover. But I do love the fact that we have this whole thing with the posters, and he has the whole ball, he hands it to Roger, Roger throws it on his car, and then Betty's so frustrated, he's like, he throws it on the street and just drives away. Just like, oh, fuck it, I'm leaving you too. We cut to Angel, drumming, which is a nice touch. I feel like seeing him drum. It was nice to see that.
Yes,
for a
definitely.
minute. Because you hear about it so much. You don't do that much in the Broadway show. To actually show that was cool.
Exactly.
And show how talented he is. Like, straight up talented.
Yes.
He gets the quarter tip, which is anywhere. The tip's a tip. I don't care what it is at that point. But he hears Collins coughing in the alley. A quick note. In the musical, this is all sung. In the song, You're Okay, Honey.
You okay, honey? I'm afraid so. They get any money?
No, had none to get. But they purloined my coat. Well, you missed the sleeve. Thanks.
Hell, it's Christmas Eve. I'm Angel.
Angel. Indeed.
They did not do the singing because they felt it was a too serious moment to sing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. Like, the thing about a musical is not everything needs to be sung.
In a movie form.
No, I mean, in a actual musical, not everything is sung either.
Okay. It was funny. I'm usually, except for Rent and Hamilton, I think this is the only shows I've actually enjoyed that have just straight singing. Because like, I hate Les Mis for that very reason.
Am I right, though? Like, I feel like not everything warrants
a song
or singing about it.
And we'll get to that later, because that's one of the big changes for Mark and Roger later in the movie, which I noticed the first time we watched it, that a lot of their dialogue went from singing to speaking, which was one of the big reasons why they had to they changed the end of one of the parts of Goodbye Love. This is because they've been talking to each other this entire movie, so why are they going to sing to each other now? That's part of that, you know? But we'll get to that later on. Anyway, this is the first mention of life support, which is a big, big part of our, actually, 2 episodes from now. We're talking about life support more.
Yes.
And this is the first mention in the movie of AIDS, straight up, as Angel and Collins both share that they have it. And that's where we end our scene. This is where we fade up to black. Any comments on the first half of December 24th?
No.
I enjoyed these. I'll enjoy Rent. That's a great song. It's a great, like, you pick your stuff up song.
Yes.
Straight up, no matter what. The next thing we're going to get into on our next show will be Light My Candle and One Song Glory.
Awesome.
That's good. I like those 2 songs. And I also like the story behind one. The actual story now was One Song Glory, which we'll get into in the next show. That all being said, thank you so much for listening. I also want to shout out to the Everlasting Minute podcast. They're doing Willy Wonka, and they keep shouting us out. And as of the fact that when they were shouting us out, we only had 2 episodes up, and we haven't even put our first actual episode up yet. So thank you to them. That's a big deal to get shout-outs from other shows, especially unsolicited.
Thanks, guys. Looking forward to meeting you.
Yes, Mandy's going to be on their show later on in their season, so that's a big deal. So, very cool. You can find us right now on Apple Podcasts and TuneIn Radio, and sooner than later, iHeartRadio. That's going to be our big one. We had to get a few episodes up before we could post there. So it should be the episode where we get on iHeartRadio. So there you go. Also, you can join us on Twitter and Facebook at No Days But Today and in the Life Cafe discussion group. We'll see you guys next week for December 24th, 1989, Part 2. I'm Blake.
I'm Mandy.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
No day but today.